Alright, going to do some work, ready to do some work on some heads here. These are Dan's panhead project heads. This is some crap that gets sent me when the boxes aren't packed very well. You get a bunch of broken fins, freshly broken ones. So now I get to work on broken fins. The exhaust spigot is actually not too bad, surprisingly. This one dropped a valve through here. No, probably not a valve. It dropped probably a air cleaner bolt or something. It looks more like that kind of damage. So that one's not too awful bad. This exhaust port was fixed by somebody else and not done very well. Obviously it's supposed to be round. Didn't weld it very well on the inside. So I got to weld this one up and save it, even though he said leave it, run it the way it is, which I don't listen to customers all the time. I like to fix stuff that's screwed up. So I'm going to try to fix these fins up real quick. I'm not going to get too fancy with them, do a hard and quick job. This one here I'll probably just grind it and call it done. This here I'll build these two up and rework on them. At least they look like they belong there. Looks like this one's broken also, so we'll knock that one up a little bit. So this one here, these fins are all in here on this set. Yep. So anyway, I gotta do a little work on these. And this one here is another head. So anyway, I also got some shovel heads over in there warming up. Looks like it's at 444 right now, so we're getting ready for welding. Those are preheated. So we'll show you what these look like after I get these done. Alright, we're done with the welding. Those are what we got. So right now it's at 325, but I need to take it back up to about 450, 430. Let them come back, cool down overnight. So that's the exhaust ports welded up. I did the fins and stuff on this head here. That's another exhaust port on the panhead there, and then we got a shovel head exhaust port over there. So we'll look at these tomorrow after they cool off, but for now that's how we do this. We'll put the oven on and bring it back up to temp and let them just kind of normalize overnight. And that keeps the warpage down to a minimum. So, anyway, that's how you do it. So that's it for tonight. Enough welding. What are you doing, Scooby? You come for a visit? Scooby came for a visit. He likes to visit over here in the machine shop. Alright, we're over here working on our panhead here. This is Dan's 48 motor. These are 50 castings. So this one here I already milled it. Fin repair over here, and the obviously exhaust spigot needs to be machined still. It's been welded up but not machined. So anyway, we got this all decked off. This one here's the next one waiting to be done. So this one, the spigot was good enough to use, kind of. Probably should have welded it right there, but give me something to do later. Anyway, I got the fin repair here welded up. So I'll do a quickie repair on that. This has got a really bad spigot in here, but he wants to keep it. We'll see. And then I got another couple more fins over here. We're all missing or broken. So I welded those up. That one I didn't bother with. So anyway, these are typical fix everything type job. It obviously lost like an intake air cleaner bolt or something, came loose in here. Did some damage. Somebody already put seats in this here before, so I'm just going to do a valve job on it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get going on doing that. So this one over here is a better condition on those other parts, but the exhaust spigot was bad. So alright, so we're going to get this one off the mill and get the other one up on here. Just set up over here. Show you how we do it. Over here I cheat on how I hold the head. I actually put this piece of metal between the fins and I push down on top of the plate at an angle which jams in the fin, allows me to hold the head down. Can't push very hard, but it works. So we're going right in this area right here, right on this lower fin here. So this just slides in there like that and holds it. So you only insert it in there about that far. So it slips in there. And it jams in just enough to hold it. If you put too much pressure on it though, you'll break the fin off. So you only hit in there a little bit. It just rests on it. So anyway, that's how you do it. Be careful. This has got an assortment of tool bits and my 1, 2, 3 blocks spaced up here so everything's flat. Let's see, this one over here, I got to do a little prep work over here. So we're going to file this surface here all flat. This would be the D-ring area, pan cover area, whatever you want to call it. So we got to knock the edge off so it's flat. All files have a little bit of a bow to them, so I mark my red so I know that's up. That means it bows like this. If you go like this, it bows like this. It digs in on the two sides when you file. So it'll file right here and right here, not in the middle too much. So it'll catch right here on the south side edge. When you flip it over, you get the bow side down. See how it doesn't dig in? Here's the difference. So, a little trick. I just push on my thumb right where I want to cut. Don't let this whole file keep me relatively flat. So when you're filing across the edges here, you can see how you only catch in certain places. Hopefully you only cut in the high spots. You can hear it when it digs in. So I'm catching on the edge right over here. It's got a lot of banging right here where it's been bent up a little bit. So you can see how where it cuts right on the edge there, nothing through here, hitting on the edge out here. Once again, it's all beat on right here. Now if you had the file flipped the other way, it would dig in on this corner and this corner because it'd be wrong. Okay, so now that's pretty well flat all the way around. So you can see we weren't cutting 100%, we're only cutting high spots off. We're just trying to get this thing level. Okay, wipe off all the file marks, all the grit, and go back over here. Now this one here, we're going to put it between the fins right over on this side here, just like we did before. You want to make sure it doesn't rock. So you push on it side to side. You can hear a little bit of it in there. It's pretty close. Alright, now this one here I can just catch, I think, the inside of this edge here. Yes. Okay, I don't have to have the plate in there. I can actually just get it. Kind of bottomed out. Just a little bit long, so I'll change it out. Get the other one. You can also get a little bit shorter block if you want. See if there's any difference in height on getting into the fin. So even though this is a shorter block, it's thicker up in here than this one, so we're going to keep this one so we get in there closer. That sounds like cop cars on engines. clamp down on this, you want to try to be in the middle of the head where you're going to put your pressure. So we're not in the middle of the head gasket surface, we're in the middle of the pan cover surface. That way it pushes down equally and flat. You also don't want to use too much pressure because you can actually bow the head in like this. That would make your head gasket surface not flat. So first you put a little pressure on this side where you get a hold of it. And this side over here where we're coming in on barely catching the edge, I put it at a little bit of an angle. So instead of clamping on straight, I actually do this. So the pressure when you tighten the nut down pushes it toward the head. That's why you got to tighten this other clamp first. Otherwise it just pushes the head further away from you. So we take up all the clearance, give a little extra pressure, and that's it. Pressure there, and you take the head and see if you can move it. If it doesn't move, you're probably good. Check your blocks, make sure they're all not moving. If the blocks kind of move, that means the head's warped unevenly. You got other issues then. Okay, so that's pretty solid right now. It's not going anywhere. So I do some cutting. My big face mill here only got one bit in it, right here. The bit's a little bit dull because it's cut some steel, a big thick area before. I always resharpen it for the final cut. Needs a better finish. Okay, this head here is quite a bit higher than the last head. I think it's 100th difference for some reason. So much for Harley being accurate, I guess. Can you hear it hitting? Yeah, that's just about 100th difference, right? Within about 3th. Okay, so I know about where I'm going to hit, right here. We're not sure how uneven this is, so we'll make a quick cut across to see if it digs in anywhere. And if it digs in, then we'll have to shim over here to get it so I don't take so much off the head gasket surface. You would think it should be parallel from one side to the other, but not always. Alright, so let's see what we get now. Feed the table down a little bit over here. Move the table up a little bit. See what that's in contact at. Right there with this here. I'm going to feed it back this way because we're cutting. Moving over 2 inches to get a different cut angle. Set the trim over there. We're cutting right now. Scooby's back. What are you doing, Scooby? We want some chips over here. You getting some chips on you there, Scooby? Scooby likes getting chips on him. It's like snow. There he goes. Okay, there's a steel insert. You can hear it hit. You can see how the head was hitting over here and not hitting over there. We're going to check our shims. We're going to get a 1.5 shim right here. Put it back. Okay, we're done cutting. Flip it off up there. Hit your brake. Okay, there's my one bit right here. So I'm going to put the bit over here so I can see how much material we got to work with here. Alright, so 1.5 has got tension on it. So we're not too far off. So I'm going to go ahead and just ahead and run it across. You see it's just not cutting from here to over on this side about there. So I could take this and stick it over here on this corner up over here. Got to cock the head up 1.5, but it's close enough. I'll leave it flat. So go ahead and feed across this one more time. See what it takes to get it closer. And zero everything out again. How far over was I? Like I said, I like to have about 2-inch offsets. You gotta look to see where you're not gonna fall off at 2 inches. We zero that off and move it over 1/4 inch, or 200th thou anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a little extra. We're at 5 right now. The other head finished up about 8 or 9 or so, I think. But with 100th thou up. So I'm going to give this 1.5 thou. Right there. Flip the mill on it. Start feeding it. There's a little bit of oil. Should just clean over there. I think I'll give it 2 thou. See how it's not quite cutting. A little extra. 1 more thou. Now it's picking up that edge over there. Just scraping across. That's a 3 thou cut just to get that even over there. We've already cut probably 2 or 3 on this corner already. Get that steel hit. That dulls a bit. Looks like it's just not quite clean on that other side. Smearing across that surface while it's doing. this over. Here's my 0. That way I don't cut the exhaust spigot off. Feed it back. Even though we haven't changed the cutting anywhere, you see a difference in the finish. You got the 2-inch offset up there. It's 2-inch. So the cutting angle is over here, now it's over here. You can see the difference in the cut angle. That helps make the surface smoother. Have to sharpen a bit up though. Steel definitely eats on it pretty good. Looks like it's still pretty smooth though, considering. See how it's barely lightly scraping across that gasket surface. Not really cutting it, it's rubbing on it. To get a couple more thou to actually cut that surface. See all the imperfections over there? That's going to be 5 more thou. That off. Hit the brake. There's the bit right there. Okay, so we're going to take this out. It's held on with an Allen. So we'll take that out. Go sharpen it. Okay, off. I'll just crank it by hand over the 0 point. There we go. Alright, put this back over here. There's your insert. Just decide where we're cutting, which is right here. So you look at that little tip right on there, it's a little bit chipped up a little bit from the abuse. So the cutting edge is all radiused over a little bit, chipped off. It's more like chipped off than radius, because every time it hits the steel it's like hitting with a hammer. So it actually chips the carbide away, it's brittle. So it makes the surface uneven. So I'm not going to grind it down enough to take out the unevenness of the cutter. I'm just going to sharpen the edge that actually hits. So what I use over here is my diamond wheel. So it's a regular pedestal grinder that's been modified. It's got a diamond wheel in here. So all I do is just take it and run it across like this to sharpen it. Back and forth on the radius. I just put this new sharp edge on it right there. Kind of feel it. You still got the tip where it's broken off up here. I don't know if the cameras will see it or not, but anyway, that part's chipped away, so the leading edge is not very good, but it is sharp when it hits it. That's enough to make them cut better. So instead of buying a new insert, I just resharpen them all the time. Because I'm cheap. It's been sharpened a lot of times already. Okay, put it back in. Now we did cut off some, we don't know how much. So we got to make sure we put the insert back in the right spot. You never know for sure. Okay, so right now we're not hitting on it at all. Where'd my shim stock run off to? So do it back in the door. Back on the floor is where I went to. Okay, now we see how much we got. So we took off maybe a thou. The 1.5 shim stock won't go in, so it's anywhere from half to 1 thou. That's how much we ground off. Not much. Okay, now the surface is basically rubbing on, not cutting. Once it does start to cut, it'll dig in and cut more than what you drop the head down. But I want to make sure it's good, so I'm going to give it a 2 more thou. That way we know it's clean metal over there. It's also low right next to the oil hole over here. We don't want that to leak. Okay, so we'll give it 2 thou. So we cut maybe about 10 off this head, depending on where you measure at. Not good for the bit. I left it on there when I raised it. That's not good on it. Luckily it was on aluminum, so it probably didn't hurt it too bad. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and cut across, come back, go back around the other way. Alright. One more time. Hope this is the final. Check it clean. It's cutting all the way across in that far end corner over there. So it's low right through here, so I hope that all cleans right there also. Sorta. Got another thou to help. It's enough to seal it, but it's on the return side, so it's only gravity feed, not pressure. The small hole on this side is pressure. So I get over to my 0 over there, we'll stop. And now we're feeding the bottom one down here. We'll get back. Start feeding it back that way. The second pass is not digging in so much like the first one did. So one of two things has happened. I had that blown up for some reason. Either the cutter's chipped a little bit so it's not cutting as deep, or the first pass and the second pass are cutting almost identical. My guess is the cutter's chipped a little bit. Well, you never know. I'll see how that feels here in a minute. What you look at looks real nasty, but not always. I don't like those grooves going across right there though, so we'll see how deep those are. I don't like them all. Make another pass. Looks like the oil hole cleaned up over here on this edge. You can see the cut angle going across now. That's a plus. And this down here tells you how sharp the cutter is. See, it looks like it's the same depth on that side. See, that was a brand new cutter on that end. It looks like the cutter is held up. That's the brake lever. Always make sure the chip's away from you. Or the bit, excuse me. Alright, let's get this out of here. He's over there sleeping now. Yeah, you can't really, you don't really feel it. It's any different on your fingernail when you go across. It's the same. You can see it, but it's not really, you're not really feeling it. Cosmetic. Alright, so that all cleaned up right here and across this surface here. You still see a little bit of low spots through there. The gasket pushed into it, but it's, the only thing that really matters from here out for sealing. This first 1/4 inch right here is where it all seals. Obviously, anything past that, the head bolt's there, so it doesn't seal anyway. So this stuff over here doesn't really matter. It does matter around the bolt hole, around the oil holes though. You want to make sure, especially on the pressure hole, that needs to be better all the way around. All right, so it looks pretty good. Now I've already chamfered the top of the holes out here. I did that with my rotary burr right there. That's a 5/8 rotary burr in my drill motor. Go right here and just hit the button, go real slow. Cuts out that top thread in there. So eliminates this sharp edge. When you tighten the bolt down, it actually pulls the metal up a little bit on the thread. And if it's not cut out right here, it'll go into the head gasket and give you a false torque. It'll be tight right around the bolt, but it'll be loose over here on the edge, so it'll blow through on the head gasket. That's why you want to always chamfer down your head bolt holes a little bit. Okay, so that's good. Now I gotta go in here and cut this out here a little bit where the fin is. Kind of like I did right here. So that way it looks like a fin. Fins are actually have a draft angle, they're tapered. So first you cut it down to the height of the fin, and then you taper it out a little bit. You do that by cranking the table up as you're feeding out, and it makes it tapered. Now these are so far over, they're hard to get to because travel in the mill's not that much. So I'll see how good I can do it. Uber's in the way. He's not moving either. Alright, let's see how good you can see. Yeah, you can see good enough, I guess. Blow up a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I'll blow it back so you can see what I'm doing a little bit with the crank wheels. Oh, that's why it was 100 off on the head. I cranked the fin down the other day. See? I knew there was a reason. Okay, we're out of room. I cannot cut that side. Got the same problem on this one. Tired. Let's get the tire over there, and we got the same problem. Okay. So what I do, I've got to try to rotate the head 90 degrees so I can get to the part I need to cut. The problem is there's room in the middle to do that. So we'll get what we can get. Let's see how much we can cheat. First thing you do is get over this way as far as you can without losing it off the end of the mill. Try to catch the one edge of the head over here. Barely catching it. Okay, that's about as far as I can go on that one. See if we can get a little more out of it. Okay, this one over here. Over this, hold down the clamp area. Catch on this corner of the head. This is called cheating. Alright, let's see if we can get in there this time. Not perfect, but at least get into it. First we're going to do is figure out how high or which we got to cut that down. Should do is take the mill out, put a smaller mill in there, but I don't want to do that. I still got 2 more heads to mill, so I'm lazy. Alright, we'll go ahead and start cutting on, see what we can do here. We got Scooby. Get a little bit closer so you can kind of see better. Maybe. Could be some trickery here how I'm going to do it. And if it catches and comes out of the machine, it's going to go toward me and then over toward the camera. So it might knock the camera over. Pretty exciting video then, right? And the problem is the camera's in my way. Take a little bit of fat off at a time. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and feed it this way and drop it down a little bit to come out. Alright, I got it roughed in a little bit. I can do that again over here. And that gave you the roughed in angle cut fin. You see how I cut it down at angles I want. Probably took a little bit too much right there. It's hard to tell. Anyway, you blend that in now with a burr. Pull that back a little bit. So you can see the angle here and over here. It's probably a little bit deeper right here and then leveled out. So I'll blend that in. It'll be close enough. Probably cut a little bit deeper than I need to, but oh well. Practice, right? And the other side under here I'll cut by hand with a chop saw thing. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side over here. Let's turn the head the other direction, of course. Fun to doing these jobs. Everything is custom. Okay. Just this side there a little bit. Move the studs over to the other side of the table. That's why you keep T-nuts in your slots over there so you can flip around back and forth. Try to keep all the blocks in one spot. This one we don't have much to go. We got a little lip right here we can catch right here. This right here we're pretty good on holding it. So it's pretty much going to come down to what I can grab a hold of right here. It's going to be dictate where we're going to be. I don't have much to work with there, obviously. Slide this out a little bit. All right. It's tight. I get to do the same thing again. Where's my cutter at? Here. Okay, now I gotta use the other side of the table, so you get to go over here. Okay. Closer you might be able to see it, I'm not sure. Wrong direction. You gotta go far enough to pick up the good fin, so I know how deep to go. feed it out and drop it at the same time. First taper. See how that feels. Yeah, a little lazy on the taper. Not quite enough, but close enough, I guess. Yeah. Should go a little bit more. Side. Right in the line of fire and chips, which is always fun. Taper it. All right. That was fun to do. Alright, so now you can see what we did over here. So first we cut it over into here, tapered it this way, then I came over here, cut it in this way, and then tapered it out that way. So then I'll blend these in so that they're pretty well equal in the fin. You can see how it's almost the same height all the way across. It's low here and low here because that's the way the cutter's shaped when you go down. So I'll blend that in with my burr. Or your little sanding disc if you want to come in with that, so whatever, however you want to do it. So that'll blend that in. Then I just got to cut this on the other side and it'll look like a regular fin. Alright, so that's how you do that one. So I think that's all we got to do on this head, or we had to cut one hole on one of these heads. Must have been one of these other ones maybe. That might have been that other head there. Alright, anyway, I think we're it for this one, so we'll come back and show you some more later.